Alright, so for our assignment this week in linguistics class, we were supposed to look over a PowerPoint and then pick 5 strategies we would use for our ELL students. Okay, so for my first one that I picked grab bag role plays, and they are in groups, and there's a bag, and each group gets to pull an item out from the bag, and then they have to create a story or dialogue with the item, and then present a role play in front of the class. Now, this could be interesting for the students because it's like a random item that they grab. So it could be something silly and fun that they end up grabbing, and then they could just have a lot of fun in writing about the item that they pick. And it could be hard for them too, depending on the item they get. So it's a good way to challenge them and build some problem solving skills. And research wise, this one would be Vygotsky. Um, Actually, all of mine are Vygotsky because he was one that had the social development theory, and he believed that you don't need tests to assess students on how well they do. That being in groups and socializing with your peers was the best way to see how much they've learned, and they'll be able to learn the most from that way. And I am like that too. I think that group projects is a great way to get students interacted and having a good time and learning. And for the level, or who I think this would be best for, the group type would be fluent language level students because they actually have to do a lot more writing and they have to create a lot more than a non-language learner or a limited language learner would be able to handle, I think, yet. So my next one is my neighborhood, and I thought this was a really cool idea. The groups make maps of a specific neighborhood or location, and then they write a list of questions. And I think what they could do with that after they write the list of questions is each group could hand it off to a different group, and then they have to answer those questions. So this could be a fun exercise for students too, especially if they get to pick the specific neighborhood that they want to do, and each group has a different location. And of course, this is Vygotsky again. And on this one, I picked limited and fluent because I think this is something limited is capable of doing if they were in a correct group setting. They were if they were with people who would be able to help them and make them think well and learn. So that's my second choice. And then my third one is valuations. And the students and the teachers, like first is together, will explore topics of like their favorite food or TV programs or other examples of that sort. And then in groups, they will pick a topic and expand on that one topic and then present the list to the class. And this is something I think non-English learners are capable of doing, mainly because um, it's just a list of items, and they have favorite things, that they can think of. Um, if they are given like books, that translation books or visuals, then I think this is a project that they will be able to handle. The next one is values clarification, and this is another sort of list that I have, and they have to pretend they're lost in the desert, and they make a list of 25 items, and the list must be items that 5 people can carry in backpacks. It has to fit in the backpack. Now, I thought this was a good one because it builds really good problem solving skills, which is something students need. So it's kind of a fun way to get groups together and thinking and deliberating and figuring out what would be the best items. And I think that limited learners and fluent learners would be able to do this. If they are struggling, what you could do is you could have a list of different items, that could be in the backpacks, to kind of give them a hand or be helpful on it. Or you could have them also in correct groups to kind of have people helping them out throughout the project. So this is another one that I thought was really cool and great for ELL learners. And the last one is community building, and they have to actually imagine a community that they would like to live in, and they have to include street map, they have to locate and name government buildings, places to eat, and so on that you would have in a community. And this is one they picked for Fluent because this is a big project, I think, and this is something that Fluent would be able to handle, but Limited might struggle with. They might be able to do it, but they would have a harder time. But this is another one that I think would be great for group work and activities. I just think group work really helps students think and problem solve a lot easier. And those were my 5 strategies that I would use in the classroom. I really liked the PowerPoint presentation that we looked at and went over, and those are actually strategies that I really do think that I will use in my classroom, not just for ELL students, but also for my whole classroom as well. So, thank you.